Good effort, but a few just on the skid at half. Just the game just went away from you. Is that what you saw?
Yes, no, I agree completely. I think it has been a game with two very different halves. I think we were very good in the first half. We played the game we wanted to play, but we couldn't keep the intensity levels that the game required for the second half, no? And we give them more time on the ball, and when you give longer possessions to a team like City, probably they are gonna punish you. That is what happened, no?
Penalty, have you seen the game?
I don't like this kind of penalties. I think it's a natural position. But the Nkepa saved it. Doesn't affect a lot the result, but it's true that is this kind of penalties that I would never give. I would never call the penalty. I think because otherwise, everyone can see that he doesn't do it in purpose. He doesn't do it to take any advantage. The alternative to this is play with the hands behind the back, and it has happened more times this season.
And it was they came out of the blocks really fast in the second half. What do you think changed from your side and from their side?
For me, from our side, the big change has been from our side in the way that we couldn't keep the same, especially pressing wise. We give them more time on the ball, and we were not as aggressive as we were in the first half. And if we don't press, we don't win those duels, it's gonna be difficult for our defenders because they will have to defend a lot against very good players.
And obviously the first half was pretty good.
Yes.
You must be really pleased with that, and everyone else getting that goals deserved.
Yes, I'm very happy with the first half, but when you don't win, it's always not good enough. I think we've made their game very uncomfortable in the first half because we were not giving them the space. We were playing a lot in their half. They haven't had very long possessions. But this, you have to pay a price also because you have to give a lot of energy in return. I think I've tried to put players from the bench, but I don't think we've improved a lot with the subs. But there are some players that I was perceiving, that they didn't have the energy that the game needed to finish the game.
And Marcos and Julio coming in the back four, how impressed were you with their performances?
I think they both played very well. I think they are coming from Julio, basically just has played his second game with us. Hasn't played a lot with us in the, I would say, last 2 months or something like this. And Marcos coming from a surgery, from a long injury, starting a game. I think he has shown a big personality, but we knew from the beginning that probably are 2 subs that we had to make to finish the game.
And it's difficult for the players right now, but there's still plenty to play for the rest of the season. Big game in midweek. Yeah. How difficult will it be, do you think, to lift the players ahead?
I think right now is normal that we are now thinking still on this opportunity that we missed because it was huge for us. The reward was very, very nice, and winning at halftime, you see it not so far, still far, but not so far. So I suppose now that everyone is disappointed, but this cannot last a lot because we have a little bit more than 2 days to recover physically, mentally, and to try to win the game against Ipswich, that now becomes even more important.
Commiserations on the fee. But what I would say is that this stadium was probably the loudest I've heard it in the times that I've come here. What does it mean that this Bournemouth team have brought together the community to put on a display like today and like bring up the fans so that they believe us, like they dream of like because of what this team is doing?
Yeah, I think I've seen, especially even second half, we were not arriving a lot, but supporters trying to push the players, no, trying to help us to put City into more pressure, and I think is really nice. But because I agree, I think first half has been amazing. Everyone has been pushing us a lot. But it has to come from us, no? I think from the players, we have to give them, no, these moments of putting pressure and luckily for us, we couldn't do it, especially second half.
There wasn't no shots for you in the second half. I think it was really quite unusual in this team. Do you think that came as a result of maybe the lack of pressing intensity, or could you have done a bit better on the ball as well?
I think both things, but I think the second one is because the first one is not there. When we give them long possessions, you have to run a lot without the ball, and then when you recover the goal, you are not fresh enough to really make the difference, and you look a worse player. In the first half that we were pressing well, we were recovering the ball early, when we recovered the ball, we were fresh enough to make good plays, to arrive with good numbers, and once we started being less aggressive and they've been more comfortable, at the end everything is related. No, if you don't attack, they will attack you. It's not like we can say in football, no, nothing happens. We stop 5 minutes, nothing happens, we recover, you recover. No, if you don't go against them, they will come. So at the end is because you don't press and you have to go and you spend less time on the ball. They also are more rested when they lose it, because after 40-45 seconds on the ball, they are fresh to press you. So everything is related, I think.
And why was Mox happening this evening?
Yeah, he was injured against Brentford. He finished with issues around the ankle, and I don't think for long, but definitely I think it's going to be difficult this week because we are playing basically 2 games in 5 days. So I think it's going to be difficult.
You were talking about the aggression there.
Yes.
What changed in the game? Why did that aggression disappear?
No, tactically they haven't changed. They've kept the same. They've changed one player for the other. I suppose with the yellow card also affecting the decision and probably putting good players on the ball. But it was much more about us not arriving at the same moment. We were arriving a little bit later, a little bit less aggressive, a little bit covering, protecting more our space and not being as proactive in our press. Probably because lack of this high level energy from our front players, and that's for me the main reason.
Is that the next step for the team to keep up the lead?
Yeah, for me, no, it's not about the belief. It's also we were today. The depth of our squad was very reduced with suspensions, with some injuries, so you don't have the same subs in the same positions, and we are a team that normally we change a lot our front players and to basically to keep the same level of intensity for the 90 minutes, and we've been, I think, very successful during the season. But today we've lacked with Cini, with Tavernier, with Dean, with Milos, players that are very important for us, that give us this possibility to, with the subs, keep the same level of football. Thank you.
This is a bit away from the game, but I just want to put in the number of Basque managers doing well in the Premier League this season. Obviously, you get to the quarterfinal yourselves, and that's for Mikel Arteta as well. What is it about Basque managers or the Basque region that produced, it's not just a whole region, but it's produced numerous footballers well, especially that as well, and now producing managers that perform at the top level of the Premier League. Is there the financial that region that to explosion of Basque managers? Or
I really don't know. And they've asked me this question, I think, 25 times this season, and I think there is a matter of luck, or I don't know. I know a lot of these managers, and for me it's a pleasure to face them because they are all very good. I always say there is a strong football culture there, a lot of teams, a lot of very good academies. We can learn from there, but it happens also in other parts of the world. So I don't really know the reason.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.